This interview is one of our only chances to get inside of his mind and see how he thought about himself and how he presented that to the world. And I have some conclusions. On what I feel Juice WRLD was like at the end of his life and the mentality he had going into what happened on December 8th, 2019. For those of you wondering, what are you yapping about? Bro, let me tell you exactly what I found throughout this interview. This interview was posted by Genius, who is a credible source in the rap game and makes different interviews with artists, such as this Genius Juice WRLD Lucid Dreams interview where they break down each of the lyrics. But this interview is parsed a little bit differently. This interview, the one a month right before Juice WRLD died, is a conversation with Juice WRLD. It's a conversation into his mentality, into what he thinks, and what he thinks for his fans, and where he sees his music going. But more than all, it also shows his character and what he thinks. Thinking is important because what you think is how you'll behave. So it's important to assess his behavior before we make any conclusions. So let me go into exactly what he says, break it down for you, and provide it to you. I'll stop the yapping and I'll start explaining. Juice WRLD begins the interview by saying, it's okay to express how you feel, and it's okay to be yourself. No one's gonna hate you for being yourself. Staying true to yourself is something that you should be doing.
I mean, it feels great. It's a blessing, and honestly, somebody gotta do it. That's part of being honest, telling people how you feel, not beating around the bush. You can miss your opportunity not expressing yourself. It's okay to express the way you feel. Nobody's gonna shove you in a locker for that.
It's important to know who you are and to present that as such. He wants his fans to be comfortable because being comfortable with your own self is one of the keys to success. It's one of the keys to knowing exactly how your life's gonna go. If you are comfortable with your own self, if you know who you are, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have a good day. Yeah, I'll go and do everything I want to do. If you're that type of mentality where you believe in yourself so much, it's great. It's great to be comfortable with yourself because you have to be comfortable in that sense to be able to do something like that. In order to be so loud and vocal about your own things internally. He wants that self-belief and he's trying to initiate that within his cult following. Now, talking about what Juice WRLD did to Chicago, Juice WRLD loved Chicago. He was from Chicago and he wanted to get back to Chicago. One of the ways he gave back to Chicago was through an organization, a mentoring organization called 100 Black Men of America, but more so, he donated to the 100 Black Men of Chicago. Now, this organization aims to prepare young men and women to realize their highest potential and to make viable solutions to their problems. In a sense, it's trying to grow people properly in the Black community in Chicago and all over America. But in plainly right here, it was in Chicago because that's the one that Juice WRLD donated to. Juice WRLD talks about how this is important to him and why he donates to it in this clip right here within the interview.
One thing that my mom instilled in me, can't forget to give back no matter what you do. I came up in 100 Black Men in Chicago. It just has some structure and some discipline to my life. I know 100 Black Men in Chicago. Like, I know what it's made of. I know what they instill in the youth's minds because the same stuff is instilled in here.
You can see the philanthropy within him right here. You can see that he cares about a further cause other than his music, other than his habits, other than the way his life's going. He cares about others. He cares about others in his life. And it's still sad to see him because I watched the documentary recently about Juice WRLD and I saw that Juice WRLD cared a lot about others. He cared a lot about the people around him. He cared a lot about 100 Black Men in America, but he didn't care about himself enough to face his addictions head on. And it's tough to face your addictions head on. It's really hard. It's one of the toughest things to do in life because it's a constant you versus you battle. You're fighting your own self day in, day out. And in order to win that, you have to have such a courageous battle and such a victorious battle. And I'm proud of Juice WRLD for even trying to face his own demons. I'm proud of him for even trying to face it. And I'm proud of him for believing in others, but I wish he would have believed in himself a little bit more. I really do. Juice WRLD goes into the way that he behaves, and this is one of the keys that I also want to point out. How he says that he watches what he says before he says it, because sometimes people aren't going to understand what you say unless you say in a different type of way that will reach their level of understanding. If you explain something in a way that makes it much easier to understand, then it'll be a lot easier to understand. The way that teachers have different teaching styles and students have different learning styles. We all learn much differently. And Juice WRLD, when he talks to people, he wants people to do things for him. When he wants different things to be done, he has to pronounce it in a different type of way, depending on what type of person he's talking to. And that's prominent in life. That's one of those prominent life things where life tip goals, you have to properly analyze who you're talking to in order to know what you're going to say to them. You can't be talking to a 100-year-old the way you would talk to a 10-year-old, and you can't be talking to a 10-year-old the way you would talk to an 18-year-old. There's different types of ways that you should be talking in your own life and the things that you should be saying to those people. And Juice WRLD has realized this, and hence he also is aware of this, and he presents himself in such. Because of this, later in his life, I see that Juice WRLD was someone who was thinking a lot. He was thinking about the way that his life's going, the way that life panned out for him, and the way that he wants to take it in the future. He was thinking a lot, but even through thinking all of this, he was still unable to make the proper decisions late in his life. Now, I'm not going to deem him on any of this. We all can mess up at any time. We all can make the wrong decisions at any time in our life. But right here, I just see that Juice WRLD was almost there. He had the charity meetings, he had the philanthropy. Now he had where he actually analyzes what he says before he says it. One of the keys to life, knowing what you're going to say and being quiet until you're actually ready to speak.
It reminds me of myself. I used to want to know what I was listening to. I was taught, you know what I'm saying, to be that way. And so I am that way. Some of the things I say on purpose for people to look deeper into, and maybe to help them realize, you know, something that they didn't realize before about life.
Juice WRLD was almost there. He was almost on the evolution path. Almost there. Now, later in the interview, he says that people are always going to hold you back and you can achieve anything you want to achieve. One of those key motivations that we need to hear in life, that anything that you want to achieve, coming from somebody who also believed in themselves, who also came from a similar stance as yourself, as myself, as people around us, telling us that we can believe in ourselves and it will manifest for us, that the law of attraction will do its wonders and it will all work out. Even right now, it's so important to believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, at the end of the line, the only person that's got you is you, bro. The only person that's got you is you. And if you don't even have yourself, then who's got you? It has to be you at the end of the day. And Juice WRLD saying this right here is marvelous. I love how he's preaching this at the end of his life. And I love how he was telling this to his fans and to his supporters who needed him most in dire situations.
Throughout life, there's always going to be a lot of discouraging people that, you know, use the word can't and try to hold you back. But you just got to stay true to yourself and make sure that, you know, you're aware of your potential. And make sure that you know that we're all human beings, we all on the same earth. So with that being said, you can achieve anything, if not more than what you see other people achieving.
He also talks about how music helps grow connections and helps people grow. And it's important too to realize that music has so much strength in society. That us listening to words while on the train or on the bus or on our way to work or on our way to school or going on a date, the stuff we listen to and the stuff we put in our minds, it helps us connect, but how it also holds power in our own lives over us. And the words that we're going to listen to are the words we're going to believe, are the words we're going to become. It's all interlined with each other. And to end off his final interview ever on the internet, he spread some positivity. I'm not going to explain the positivity because I will never do it enough justice. I can try my hardest to provide my own understanding, my own explanation. I know when you guys love when I yap, but I'm going to let you guys just listen to it. I'm going to let you guys feel the power within it. This is someone who passed away a month after saying this. This is somebody who cared about you, who cared about your own growth, but couldn't save himself. I'll let you listen to it. I'll stop the yapping. Check it out.
Before I get up out of here, I want to tell you that you can do anything you put your mind to, period. As long as you work hard, give it your all, and don't listen to what anybody got to say. It's your world. You can do what you want. Oh, bro. Period. Always remember that. I love every single last one of y'all. Everybody get home safe. Gang, gang.
These type of interviews are crazy. It's crazy that you can look into somebody and know what's like. Now when we look back, we're like, okay, I know how it played out, but he was unaware it was going to play out like this. He was unaware he was in this final chapter of his life. He was unaware that these were going to be some of his final words on tape. Learn from it, because these are the wisest moments in someone's life. These words that they say on things like this are extremely wise. And if you love how I break down these videos, I make a bunch of these on this YouTube channel. This whole YouTube channel is about hip-hop spirituality. If you mess with the way I talk, my thoughts, and you love X or Juice WRLD, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, bro. Turn on the post notifications. You're gonna love all of my videos. I have a video up here I know you would love. I have a Discord channel I know you would be appreciated and you would be accepted in if you're somebody who enjoys watching videos like this. And finally, stay tuned for more videos to come. I love you. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome. I'm Blue Vanity. You're always welcome on my YouTube channel. I love you guys so much. Thank you and take care.